Welcome to every flavor of robot. Today's menu item, a suit that makes you feel things. Isn't that crazy? My friend Vivian invented a soft haptic exosuit, and we are gonna get to help her build version 2 of that suit. So throughout her whole PhD project, she's been working on haptic devices and generally just human-computer interaction. The range of her work in this field, goes from synthetic jets, texture changing surfaces and haptic gloves. She has a haptic device that can render sensations onto your face. Just with the demos that she has here, I mean, imagine the level of immersion that you could do. Let's put yourself in the scene. Okay, dark forest. You feel a gust of wind, something moves behind you, you turn around. Giant spider. It starts waterboarding you. It's asking you, where's the enemy base? You're trained, you say, this is never gonna work on me. You look down at your hand. A bunch of tiny spiders start crawling up your arm. They get to your mouth. They're crawling all around. They crawl into your mouth. Your cool demeanor, it's gone. Spiders in the mouth? No, that's a direct counter. Your friends are now recording you and posting you on social media as you're kicking and screaming in the living room. And then you wake up. Wait a second. It was all a dream. You brush your teeth, drink some coffee. You think maybe it's time to pick up a new hobby. So you try ripping a cig, picking up chain smoking. Why? What are we talking about? Oh yeah. So then the next progression that she's not published just yet, but has been accepted into a conference, is the haptic exosuit. And she needs to build a better demo for it. So, okay, I have Vivian here.
Hi.
You're really low. I'm gonna change this to be, nope, not that one.
What was that?
Oh, you wanna see that one? Look, I have the entire Studio Ghibli movie playing in the corner.
Okay.
And then I have the 500 millisecond ago time recording, and then I have the 500 millisecond ago in that one, so that's 1 second ago.
Oh, whoa.
Dude, just in case you missed something.
Oh, and you have surfers.
Right, that's to keep people focused, because I need them to understand what I'm telling them. Alright, I just wanted to point out on a recording, I participated in Vivian's study. I didn't make it into the YouTube video because I didn't react well enough. I
just didn't smile. I swear he was maybe having fun.
I was having so much fun, I promise. I was playing this game over here in the corner. I was playing this driving game where I'm like moving around, and the threads on the haptic suit were like yanking me left and right whenever I turn, and whenever you crash into a wall, it like jerks you. And it was really good. Like, I've done other user studies at CMU where they had me like get in a car and even had a steering wheel or whatever in VR, and I instantly wanted to throw up. And in this one, it was really cool because the haptics actually solved the nausea, like just feeling like you were actually accelerating in the weird way of being pulled. Was more than enough. Even though in the video it doesn't look like I'm reacting very much, it was way strong. It felt really strong.
We're trying to mimic the centripetal forces, so if you steer this way, you're getting pulled.
So the haptic suit that y'all have has a lot of wires all over the place. And we have a motor controller that they almost used in the project, but it was too big. We were already going to make a new version of the board, and they wanted to make a cleaner version of the thing. Because how many of these do you have on the suit?
8.
And how many
2 of those.
So we're building a motor controller that's going to go on the back of these guys and then simplify all their wires down, and then hopefully give it current control, which will help the force calculations be better. And yeah, it should just be really good. Where is this paper going?
WIST. UIST, which is the user interfaces. Wait, I actually don't know what it stands for. WIST 2025. It'll be in Korea in like a month and a half.
In Korea? I wish we could go to Korea.
You wanna go?
I don't have money to go to Korea. Like and subscribe so I can go to Korea. So what I did is I took the MotorGo Mini, which you can see right here. And the main problem with this is that it was too big. So it's a little bit smaller than a credit card. But what it needs to be is it needs to fit on the back of these motors. This is the size that Vivian would like the MotorGo to fit in, because that way her suit doesn't have to have all those extra wires on the back. Currently, this is the size that we're dealing with. Obviously, way too big. Even if they went to the bigger motors, still too big. But a lot of that space is just kind of like there just to be there. I made it, this mounting size, and I added these pins, and I have not one, but actually 2 motor control ports. So the number one thing that this was aiming to do was condense the MotorGo Mini down onto the size of just one motor. Ideally, you would have just the simplest prototype, but I couldn't help myself, and I added a couple extra features. So, what does this board do now that it's really tiny? We fit this on the back of the motor. You can plug the motor wires straight into here, and you solder them on. And then, this encoder chip tells the computer, the microcontroller, exactly what angle the motor is at. So then it has position. It can drive the motor with the motor driver. It can be powered over USB-C, and it can be powered over either of the ports because there's circuitry protecting you from blowing up something. It protects against that. So you can actually use USB PD to power the board up to 5 amps at 20 volts. And then the biggest thing, and the reason why it's called the gimbal bus, is because I'm actually doing something that I'm not supposed to with these USB-C cables. I am running CAN through them. So CAN is a protocol. It was invented in 1983, that is 42 years ago. Point is, it's a really robust way to send signals across. You'll see it, you'll run across it a bunch in robotics, but I don't want to get into it right now. I wanted to make this board small. I wanted to let this board be powered over USB-C or over connectors. I wanted to be able to pass power from one board to another, and I wanted to be able to pass signals from one board to another. That way you can just talk to one of the boards and it could actually tell like the rest of the suit what to do. I thought that'd be really cool for Vivian. I thought that'd be really cool for us. Like imagine you have a rover, it has 4 wheels and you have a motor on each wheel. And if you could just plug in power to one of them and then just daisy chain all of the power and signals to the other boards for a lot of small systems, that would be really, really useful. Or a robot arm where you have to pass a bunch of wires down the chain. It's really nice if you can plug them into each other. And so I thought this would be a very modular way, and I wanted to use the ESP32 so that we have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and we get to use all of our other software stuff. Oh yeah, so as soon as I finished designing it, I wrapped it up. I was ready to press buy, and I sent Vivian a text. I was like, hey, you should come over. We'll record a little bit for the YouTube video, and also I can show you the sick board that's done. It's about to go out. And she kind of sent me back to ground zero because she said, oh, we don't actually care about the little board anymore. We actually care way more that it fits on the big board, but that it's really thin. And so those big connectors on the back of the board that I showed y'all, they need to move back up to the top. I kind of thought it won't be that big of a deal. I'll just redesign the entire board from scratch and relay it out in the bigger version. And that way we can give it mounting holes and all of that stuff. That sent me down a huge rabbit hole. So stay tuned. We're gonna go over all of that in this next video. It's not the cheapest board I've ever designed for sure. It kind of has too many features to be super cheap, especially with the situation with the tariffs. Kind of expensive to prototype. But thanks to people like our patrons and all the people subscribed to our YouTube channel, we get to develop open source projects like this and share them with the community, and just push robotics a little bit closer to the sci-fi world that we all may or may not want to live in. All right, thanks, Vivian.
Bye.